Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So let's give...
It all bothers me, the fragility of the human mind. You know, that everybody forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst vice president. She's the least popular vice president of all time. And then in a moment in time, all of a sudden she's our solution. She's our hero. Everybody's with her. All these social media posts about her. Try Googling a negative story on her. You won't find one.
So,
ta-da!
Okay, you've got me started, Officer Harris. So, they've been doing this live for years. So, in 2019, our pal Tulsi absolutely nuked her in that second debate. And if you looked at charts at the time, she's kind of, Officer Harris is like doing okay. First debate, she comes out, Joe Biden, you're a racist. The Democrats were looking for an alternative to Bernie Sanders that wasn't Biden. She starts going up in the polls, right? Second debate comes out. Tulsi, being a good Hawaiian, knows how to roast the pig, just completely slams her. Not only that, she has no counterpunch. She goes on Anderson Cooper and she's like, well, I'm a top-tier candidate, so of course people are going to take shots at me. That's her answer. She immediately starts going down in the polls. It's that day. You can see it on the chart I have on my Twitter. All the articles at the time that did an autopsy on Kamala Harris's failed campaign didn't mention Tulsi once.
And let the pandering begin. As you saw from the intro, Kamala Harris came out. She went to Atlanta, her first rally as the presidential nominee, and is exactly as I thought it would be in Atlanta, you know. So she had Megan Thee Stallion, she had Quavo, as you saw in the intro, she mentioned Quavo. And it's just, to me, it just comes off as cost as pandering. Like, this is what I'm talking about, how politics has become about, like, it's so theatrical now. Like, I would never imagine in my life that I'll see like a concert-like performance at, oh wait, it's the Democratic Party. Of course they do this. I mean, Hillary Clinton did the same thing with Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? They spoke on Hillary Clinton's behalf, but you have Megan Thee Stallion literally performing a song on a presidential rally stage. I can't make this stuff up. I thought they'll do this stuff at the convention. Nah, she's starting off early. And I don't know if you see the videos, but she had a big crowd. I was like, wow, that's a big crowd. And then later on the day, I found out, oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion was there. Oh, okay. So we're going to go through it together about some of the things that I've seen. Here's Trump's updated Real Clear Politics average. He's just increased, right? But I keep hearing about the historic rise of Kamala Harris from CNN and all these other people. And I don't think no one's buying it, bro. And Kamala seems to be changing her positions on the border as well. We'll get to that as well. But I want to talk about the crowd size because, you know, I hate the Patriot J. Shout out to him. I hate the Democratic Party with every fabric in my being. So I'm not going to play the song because obviously I'm going to get copyrighted. But, you know, this is a presidential rally. So those people, I have to ask the question. It begs the question. Are they there for Kamala or are they there for Megan Thee Stallion? I think we all know the answer because there's also clips out there, and I'll show you to you shortly, of people leaving the arena. Hopefully you guys can see, but you hear she's talking and people are leaving because they came for a good time, not a politic time, right? The audience for the exits when Kamala takes the stage on her own campaign rally. Turnout there was only to watch Megan Thee Stallion for votes. Ouch. Now, it's a possibility that they all came for Kamala as well. Like, look, I'm gonna be fair. So my thing is, okay, without all the gimmicks, Kamala, let's see if you can continue drawing crowds like this. And then I'll say something about the crowd. But until then, I'm gonna assume that they were there for Megan Thee Stallion, not for Kamala Harris. Now, Ben Shapiro points out how Kamala's trying to reverse her positions on everything that she originally stand for in 2020. I still went to her campaign website, right? Look, some people thought I was lying in the comment section. Oh, you're lying. You're making that up. Here's Harris's official webpage, kamalaharris.com. You see all these things to donate to her, right? Here's her store. Take action so you can volunteer, donate. Where's the policy thing? You can join her campaign. Where's the policy stuff? Here's the store. Look. It points you right to the store. Donate. Donate by mail. Work with us. Your privacy rights. Terms and conditions. Accessibility. Social media. I'm at the bottom of the page. Where's her policies? Just in case someone, this is for the record. So, because people were sitting here trying to say, Kitty, she has a platform. I don't see it. I couldn't find it. Maybe she put it on a different website, right? And the hype for Kamala, I don't believe it. There's this TikToker, self-described feminist, Liz Plank, is tricking men into giving her phone, their phone, so she could sign them up for Kamala's email list. The influencer says that men thought that she was getting her Instagram into their phone as she flirts with them. She says this is crazy. So you got Harrison supporters, and this is one of the main reasons I won't support Kamala Harris, because a lot of her supporters come off as condescending, preachy, and deceitful. Like, you're trying to deceive people into supporting your candidate. When you ask them simple questions like, hey, what are some of Kamala Harris's accomplishments? Most of them can't name you one. And the only thing they seem to be able to name, especially if they're women, is about the abortion issue. I said, okay, that's only a woman exclusive issue because y'all like to pretend it's woman exclusive. Let's not remove the fact that disproportionately black babies are aborted compared to other groups of people. Let's not talk about that because, for the left, for Democrats, disproportional outcomes equals racism. So abortion is racist by their definition because it disproportionately affects black people. But let's not get into that. What else can you name that is action and accomplishment? You're gonna be catching a code, waiting for how long it'll take for them to respond to that question, and then they expect me to support her because she a black woman. This is why they get so mad about the DEI hire stuff. This is why they get so mad about the incompetence stuff, because she was an actual competent candidate. You'll be able to name some of her accomplishments, but they can't. So this is why any criticism of her, they'll label you a sexist, racist, and all this other stuff. But then when you call her DEI hire, they'll equate it to the N-word. These people are dumb. I call her a DEI hire. So now I'm a racist now? Make that make sense to me. And is this kind of deception is why I do not trust Kamala Harris with a 10-foot pole, especially the fact that you have people, the media, seemingly protecting her. I don't like that stuff. But I digress. Let's get into this 16-second clip. Of course, it has copyrighted music, but you guys get the point. She's here flirting with dudes. Dudes thinking, oh, she's an attractive woman. Okay, I'm going to get her number. Nah, she's signing you up for Kamala Harris's email. The deception of the left, right? And it goes into this argument where, like, this is why a lot of people say don't listen to sports or entertainers or celebrities about politics, because essentially they're bought and paid for. These people are entertainers. They're not political. They're not sure political strategies. Like, imagine this: do you think the white community listens to Eminem for politics? I don't think so. You think the Asian community listens to their rappers for politic advice? No, everyone has their lane. You're an entertainer. Politics is serious stuff. We don't mix the two. That's how most strategic people think. And this is how black people used to point this out a long time ago, especially Malcolm X. Right? Now, I don't agree with everything Malcolm X said, because anytime I play a video, people think I'm endorsing what is said by Malcolm X. I know his history. I know he has conflict, I know he is very pro-black, black nationalist, all this stuff. I'm very pro-American. But when someone is right, someone is right. And the fact that people, especially in the black community, take their cues for what is said by mainstream culture, because as you saw from the video I showed you before I played the Malcolm X, right? When I showed you the video, people were leaving in droves out of the Kamala Harris event once she began talking, because they wasn't there for politics. They were there to be entertained. They were there to see Megan Thee Stallion. They were there to see Quavo. And that's Democrats know this. This is why I always say, hey, look, here, black people, y'all are some of the least educated voters, and then they get mad because look, most of them only showed up, not most of them, but a lot of them only showed up to see Megan Thee Stallion, and they started leaving the event. And the Democrats know this, and they play to the lowest common denominator. Yeah, there's a lot of educated black people who know what's going on, who are willingly choosing Kamala Harris because of X reasons. Most of the time, for me, I believe it's because they're single issue voters, but that's just me. But this is the game that Democrats play, and a part of me is why a part of the reason why I think that Democrats and they have this outreach machine is because they kind of treat their voters like children. That's just how I see it. So let's check out this 30-second clip from Malcolm X about where this is exactly what I agree with about celebrities.
These leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. These leaders that they call...
And I argue, and is what the white liberal want, because liberals usually run a lot of Hollywood, and these are where a lot of these entertainers make their bread and butter. And then these leaders that they've set up, they're the ones who set culture, who influence culture in a way where people are looking to be just like them. They emulate them, right? You think a conservative liberal will put you think a conservative white man will put Sexy Red as, like, you think they'll pay any kind of money to the Sexy Red? No. And it's laughable how Kamala Harris putting out ads where she's saying that Donald Trump isn't as tough on the border as her, when in 1 year, about 2 years of Biden's presidency, he already had more immigrants cross the border than Trump's entire term as president. And she wants to make the argument, she wants to lie in your face and say that she's going to be tougher on the border than Donald Trump. That's a lie. Based on her previous comments when she's talking about decriminalizing illegal border crossings. Let me ask you something. If you decriminalize something, are you going to get more of it or less of it? I'll wait. Common sense will tell you, practical observation will tell you, you'll get more of it. If you decriminalize something, you'll get more of it. But she said, she's the one who said, oh, we shouldn't criminalize illegal crossings. Okay, so you don't want, so crossing the border illegally isn't a law anymore. It won't be enforced anymore. Okay, more incentive for people to come over the border. But she thinks she will lower border crossings. Let's see what she says on this ad.
On the border, the choice is simple. Kamala Harris supports increasing the number of Border Patrol agents.
AKA, we want to process more people, right? I make this analogy all the time with the border. People want think of the border like water flowing into a bucket. People want to close the pipe completely until we handle what's going on in the bucket. Then we'll let more people in. That's how Trump was doing it. Hey, remain in Mexico. Wait, hold that water. Let us deal with this, and then you slowly start streaming them in once we verify who they are. The Democrat solution: oh no, the water's coming. Let's just put more buckets so we can continue processing all the water. No, that's too much resource. It's easier to just close the flow, stop the flow, and not change anything we're currently doing. They always go for the most expensive option. And it's always the option that they happen to benefit from. Most illegal immigrants are very likely to vote Democrat if they're given the choice to vote. And this is why they push for amnesty. This is why they push for, hey, let's make them have a path to citizenship. Because it will be a path to democratic power, and they know it. And this is the only reason they're doing it. Because I bet you, if most of these illegals were voting Republican, most of these illegals were saying, yeah, I know I broke the law, but Trump is the best thing for this country, you think the Democrats would be doing all this ish on the border? Hell no. They'll be border hawks. They'll be like, no, we should not let these people in the border. But they know they gain from it politically. So they feign, oh, look at virtue, morality. And this is what I'm talking about the deception of the left.
Donald Trump blocked a bill to increase the number of Border Patrol
because he believed it wouldn't work. Like, who would you trust? Like imagine someone like this is where I get annoyed. Imagine someone who has a track record of having less border crossings than you, and he did it through executive order. He didn't even need a bill. Like, no one even passed a bill to help him out. But Biden for the first 3 years of his administration, oh, I need a bill to do something about the border. I need a bill to do something about the border. While Trump, with the same hand, he didn't have a bill to help him with the border. He was able to lower border crossings, but Biden couldn't. And it shows you the incompetence of the Democratic Party, or what they really are after. Once the problem becomes so big, okay, look, I fixed the problem, but you helped created it. You helped incentivize and create the environment which facilitated this event to happen. And someone who has a better track record on you, you have more border crossing in 1 year, 2 years than he had his entire administration. And you think we're going to take your word over his? Okay, make that make sense. On the merits, you lose on this. But this is for people who are not well informed about politics.
agents. Kamala Harris supports investing in new technology to block fentanyl from entering the country. Donald Trump blocked funding for technology to block fentanyl from entering the country. Kamala Harris supports spending more money to stop human traffickers. Donald Trump blocked money to stop.
And you see how the solution is? It's always about spending money. Spending money is not necessarily the most efficient way of going about fixing the problems that we're dealing with, right? Trump's remain in Mexico, right? Killed the incentive. If the sex traffickers know, damn, we won't be able to get into the U.S. because we have to wait in Mexico and they're going to process us, they're not going to be coming. He stopped the event altogether by simply changing the process. But all Democrats seem to want it to do is spend money, find reasons to spend money. And then it'll be the same woman who was just mad at Donald Trump because, oh, we separated 500 kids from their families. Kamala was so outraged that Trump separated 500 kids from their families that she called for the head of the DSX, the Department of Homeland Security, to resign. She even went down to the border to protest against Trump when he was president. But you're going to be tougher on the border than Trump. Liar. And most Americans support deportation. Is her comprehensive border plan, is she going to include deportation? No, because deportation won't help the Democratic Party now, does it? If they deport illegal immigrants, they might lose their power in the census. Because census is based on population. That's how they get their electoral power. This is why California is overrepresented in Congress, because they have the biggest population. Keeping the illegals in their states help with their population numbers. You see, this is the play. But people don't, like, if you're not deep into politics like that, you don't even understand, like, the possible motives and incentives that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party have to actually push solutions and policy. But, I digress. Like, the pandering don't stop. Kamala up there pandering. She talking in a Southern voice. This is the kind of games that they play. It reminds me of not Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris reminds me of Hillary Clinton when she said, I got hot sauce in my purse. And Charlamagne was like, oh, they're going to say you pandering to black folks again. Is it working? How many of y'all voted for Biden? How many of you guys voted for Hillary? It worked. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's how the Democrats are going. Hey, black people only care about when you pander to them. Let me bring Megan Thee Stallion. Let me bring Quavo. Let her shake her ass on the stage. And then and these people gonna vote for me. That's how the Democratic Party think of you guys. They don't think of you guys as strategic voters. They look at Americans like children, and the government is supposed to be your parent. I digress. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. What's your thoughts about Kamala's first campaign rally? I saw some clips, but overall, I still don't see no policies. What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear your perspective on the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.